Hey guys, welcome to
The movie buzz.
a little like back and forth thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is our first episode.
So if it's bad, that's why.
Yeah.
But we just want to do our reaction to Loki. We haven't watched it yet. We're about to get started, but
we're going to be doing like a live reaction as we're watching. I just feel like we're very opinionated people. So why not share our opinion on the internet?
Of course. That's the cool thing to do now. Share your opinion on the internet. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. I mean, I have high... WandaVision?
I have high hopes.
Good. Falcon? I don't know. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
I know that's a hot take, but...
I don't think... It's kind of okay, there's some people that really liked it. Some people thought it was good. But, there are definitely people that it just didn't vibe with. And I think it's,
I just felt like it was very messy.
It just felt messy. That's exactly... I didn't hate the story or anything. I just felt like it was... it could have been executed better. There's a lot of execution stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where, what was happening was good, but it was sloppy. Whereas, WandaVision was, really good, and it felt like it was really well executed. Their concept was really cool, and it was well executed until, right at the end, where they kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah.
But, still, though, the fact that the only reason that it felt like they dropped the ball, though, was because they did some
They copped out at the end.
Well, they built some things up that were really cool.
Yeah.
That had, huge implications, and then they just...
Well, they're doing the 10-episode thing. If they did 20 episodes, they could really iron out some
it's
things.
more that they had some things where Pietro.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just
they didn't really expand on that.
Well, it's more they just let it die. They cut it off, but they knew what they were doing when they brought him in.
Yeah.
They had something that made you excited and that you didn't really know, and they knew you didn't know, and that was interesting. And then there was no payoff. The payoff was he's nothing.
Yeah.
Which is a rip payoff. But it doesn't really take away from the first 6 or 7 episodes being really good.
Yeah.
And really compelling.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this is the vibe of Loki is going to be a little different.
Well, and also what I liked about WandaVision though is I don't know much about Marvel, but I felt I could go in and watch it and still understand everything, and there wasn't a lot of backstory.
Winter Soldier was a little different.
Versus they'd be oh, remember that conversation 5 movies ago?
Ah, yes. My favorite conversation one time with a side character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
and even you, sometimes. Who knows Marvel, you didn't remember some of those details.
I didn't remember little things. I knew all the characters and what they did, but there were definitely some bits where I was oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, so before we start, spoiler alert, probably.
We should have probably said spoiler alert about all the other stuff.
Yeah,
but I imagine most people have watched them.
And if you haven't, you clicked on this video.
We didn't give that much away, really, either.
Yeah.
We said some stuff at the
Wanda
end.
dies at the end. I'm kidding.
That's a mom joke right there. That's
Yeah.
Anyways,
we're going to get started.
Let's get started. There's a lot going on, so we wanted to talk about it because it feels like this episode is going to be packed with information.
Yeah.
So we just learned
let's start at the beginning.
Right, we'll start at the beginning.
Beginning, they do flashback to 2012, and they do this end scene from
Endgame. It's piece for piece.
Yeah.
What happened?
But I like that because it kind of reminds you of when Loki went missing in a way.
Lets you know the context.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, I haven't seen that movie in years now. I mean, it's been what?
Came out in 2019? 2020?
Not 2020.
Not 2020.
We've been in a pandemic.
I have no idea. Time is strange.
But it came out a long time ago, so I barely remember it, but I like that they did that.
Yeah.
Flashback.
I mean, I know that was where they were starting off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but sometimes, I felt with, Falcon, they kind of just, jumped in.
They throw you in.
And they mentioned all these events, but they never actually showed it to you, and I like having that. Even in WandaVision, they did show you
a few
things, or just they did flashbacks from what Wanda went and did by herself in a way.
Well, the thing about this was because it was a clip from another movie.
Mm-hmm.
It really quickly summarized where you were, and if you'd watch that movie, you're kind of just going to put yourself back in that place.
Yeah.
But that's presumed. We kind of knew that was
Yeah.
where the show was starting. He ends up in Mongolia, right? And we don't know why. That seems irrelevant. The point is, the space stone took him to Mongolia.
Yeah, and the Time Variance Authority
Just kind of boops in
and takes him back and arrests him.
Yeah,
and like what I think is funny is they're called Minutemen, which is like that other Disney movie that we had when we were kids from, the dude from Good Luck Charlie, and they like travel through time and space. I don't remember it, but like we'll insert a photo.
Yeah.
They had those like puffy white jackets.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So
let's get into the thick of it, because like there's some good jokes here and there.
Yeah, he gets when he gets arrested, he gets put in an elevator basically, and there's this really cute robot. I kind of want it, and just it takes off all his clothes. But there's like a lot of comic relief in between where he's like, "Oh, this is blah blah leather." Like I don't remember the word he said, but it was just funny to me.
But the main thing that I think I want to talk about is the way they explained, because we got a lot of exposition right at the beginning, and they did it really fast considering how much information it technically is with the little video, which I thought was...
But that's what I like, that they kind of explained it to Loki, but they also explained it to us, because how are we supposed to understand the intricacies of the Time Variance Committee, whatever they're called, Minutemen?
Right. Not only did it explain that, it explained why they exist.
Mm-hmm.
It explained some new things.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching a 1950s propaganda video.
Oh, that's the idea. Yeah. It's supposed to be, or you know what it was like? It was like being at a ride at Disneyland, and they're telling you what the ride is. And
keep your hands and feet inside at all times. Yeah, I had like that childhood like innocence to the video, but you could tell there was some evil behind it. I don't know.
Well, it's more like the idea of this agency or authority is to keep everything on one timeline as opposed to having multiple timelines. So basically they have, everything, you have your one timeline, and people are supposed to make their certain decisions, and sometimes something happens for some reason. In this case, this was people going back in time from Infinity War caused something to happen for Loki to make a decision that he normally would not have made and end up somewhere he normally wouldn't be.
And then create a different path, which can create thousands of different variables that are not accounted for.
Exactly. So basically, they get rid of Loki because they go, okay, this is the wrong time stream. Mm-hmm. Can't have him doing that, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to put him back on the right course.
Well, I mean, he might end up in jail. We don't really know.
We actually don't know how it works. I think
he's going to trial right now. That's kind of where we stopped. Like, he was in line to be seen by a judge, I guess. Like, he was kind of...
There's a lot that we don't know. So we should probably watch more of the show.
Yeah.
But I just think that the idea of...
They're trying to prevent Loki from doing something. But my prediction is Loki being Loki is going to get out, mess up a few things, create an alternate timeline.
Something like that. Stuff's going to happen. Yeah. He's obviously not going to just go to jail and they're going to leave.
Yeah, the whole season is just going to be Loki sitting in jail and becoming a better person, working on himself.
Or it becomes like a prison drama instead.
Yeah.
Loki bonding with his prison mates.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think that's the case.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like Suicide Squad. I kind of like that aspect of Suicide Squad where all the like villains are kind of like together and they're like bonding. So like I don't know. I kind of want Loki to create an uprising with all his fellow.
But there
inmates.
are no villains here, though. The people
that mess up the timelines are the villains in this case.
I don't think so, because I think it's normally by accident.
Well, we just saw a man get, I don't know, murdered, evaporated because he didn't have a ticket.
Just completely time stream zooped.
Because he didn't even have a ticket to get into court. So
yeah. Anyways, we should probably just continue.
Yeah. Hold on. We just started watching. Is that Owen Wilson? Old?
Yes.
What?
That's Owen Wilson, honey.
He's in.
You didn't know he was in the show?
I didn't watch the trailer.
Oh yeah, he's in the show. He's a main character.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm loving this show even more. I love Owen Wilson. I don't know. Yeah, we love Owen Wilson.
The only thing.
But he looks old.
Well,
Does he?
but that's on purpose though.
Okay.
He's not. I don't think he's actually.
I was
that great.
like, is
He's
that
just.
Owen
It's a
Wilson?
role.
Okay.
Okay, we just finished the episode.
Yeah. I mean, love that Owen Wilson's in it.
I knew.
As you could tell.
I knew he was in it,
Yeah.
but
I went in blind. I don't know. I just hate trailers. I find they're like not knowing anything. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'm surprised you avoided them. I kept seeing them a few days leading up on like YouTube videos.
Oh, I know.
And
Twitter
stuff.
was like trending for like the past 3-4 days.
Well, no, it was like actually coming up as an ad.
No.
For me.
Oh, I didn't get it as an ad.
Either way, yeah, Owen Wilson, pretty good. I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, Owen Wilson has this thing where he makes lines that just no business being funny.
Yeah.
He just
so there's this whole like scene, I guess, where it's just Owen Wilson showing Loki his potential, like the path he's supposed to take.
Well, like what we already know about Loki, like
it's just everything Owen Wilson says is just so funny. Like he just, I don't know, like I feel like that scene would not have been as comedic with a different actor.
So I was actually just thinking about this. Just now I thought about it, but the geniusness of that scene is that if you don't know about Loki, you learn. Yeah. But it's relevant if you do know about Loki.
Right, but it's also in such an interesting way. It's not boring.
It's the way because you're seeing him react to his own future, which is just inherently interesting. Yeah. So even if you know, it's interesting. And if you don't, like, that's how you do exposition.
Yeah.
You caught everybody up in a way that was interesting, but also if you already were caught up, there's, like, still stuff there. Like, it's... Yeah. What a good way of doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, we also found out the most interesting piece of information, I think, ever, is Loki's D.B. Cooper.
Loki is Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Oh, you don't know? Okay,
I don't know who D.B. Cooper is.
Like, I want to say in the 60s, I'm assuming, this guy basically hijacked a plane and robbed because, I don't know, guess they weren't, like, prepared for that, they gave him a lot of money because that was his ransom deal, and he got to take the plane and, like, 2 pilots or something with him, and he parachuted out of the plane. But no one's ever found the money. No one's ever found D.B. Cooper. Like, nothing. It's like one of the greatest mysteries. Like, what happened to D.B. Cooper? Who was D.B. Cooper? He was just some random dude who got on a plane, hijacked the plane, requested a bunch of money, and got away with it. Right? But it's like, what happened to him? Like, did he die on impact when he jumped out of the plane?
We don't know. It's just like, what actually happened to him?
Right. Well, now we know.
Now we know.
It was Loki. Yeah.
Obviously.
So I think that was just funny. Like, they could have done Zodiac. They could have done him being a couple different people. But I think D.B. Cooper's just like...
It's a good one.
It goes with the mischievous thing. You know? Some dude just like being like, I have a bomb. Give me the plane. Like...
Yeah, they are really kind of going onto they're leaning on the mischievous part, which I think is good because it is something that Loki always technically was, and he had a little bit sprinkled in, but he wasn't quite God and mischiefy like as much. He got more mischiefy as the movies went on. I don't know. It's not really a adjective.
Yeah. Anyways, so I guess continuing where we left off, like just the nice backstory that Owen Wilson's giving, like, us with Loki. I really appreciate that, but also, like, from a psychologist's, like, point of view, it kind of does feel like Owen Wilson is playing a psychologist, and he's kind of pushing for rehabilitation, I feel like, of Loki, because you have, like, the Minutemen come in, and they're like, oh, he needs to be, like, reset, which is kind of like he needs to go to jail or, like, be punished for his crime, like capital punishment, versus Owen Wilson's like, we can teach him. We can show him the way. So I kind of like that we're seeing the sensitive side of Loki, too, which is what Owen's trying to elicit. And, like, they're trying to make us feel for Loki and feel bad for, like, what he's been through. And I like that. I'm personally, like, a person that, like, I cheer for Joker in Batman. Like, I love the villain. I love Loki. Loki's, like, the hottest villain. I don't know. I'm pro-villain in these movies. I don't know.
Well, for this, I mean, I kind of knew this was probably where the show was going. Because if you're gonna make Loki your protagonist,
I just hope they don't like ruin him, make him too nice. Like,
well,
you know?
I imagine that won't be the case. He's gonna be more of an anti-hero. But the interesting thing that we haven't brought up yet is what at the end of the episode, it seems like Loki is both the protagonist and the antagonist of this, because
but, I mean,
it's two different versions.
Yeah, I think we should comment on what happens before that, though.
Right. We will get back to that. But
it's
basically,
kind of interesting. Yeah, so
throughout the episode,
he breaks free from Owen Wilson's thingy.
But the main thing that happens is that Loki just kind of sees some things. He sees the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, they have like a plethora of Infinity Stones at this like TVA place, and then he kind of goes into an existential crisis.
His view of what is powerful and what matters in the universe and in the world
is changing. It's like if you thought cookies were valuable because you never had cookies, and then you see a place and they just only have cookies, and you're like, damn.
Well, the other thing is like...
They don't care about cookies.
Loki always saw himself as a god, right?
Yeah.
Among humans. And he looked at humans and he said, your lives aren't even worth living. They're so basic and mundane. And so I am going to like be a ruler. I am important.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the things I think are important.
That's his goal, to be the king of Earth.
Right. And then upon basically seeing what the TVA is...
Mm-hmm.
He basically realizes
they're way more powerful than him.
He is just like one of the humans
pawn.
He was looking at to them, because he is not doing anything. Everything he considers powerful and important is not to them. It's also been
decided by them in a way. He's not in charge of his own destiny, right? I don't know, Time Lords, lizard people, they like decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it.
Right.
And he's kind of thought that his goal in life has been powered by him, but in a way it hasn't. It's only been to help the Avengers look better. That's how it feels like.
He feels used, right? He feels like he's been used. But
his whole life goal is only to make Thor look better.
Yeah. So I think the last thing we should probably cover is what happens at the end.
Yes.
It's that Loki is the one... So, we didn't mention this earlier, but when we first meet Owen Wilson, he's kind of investigating this, like, murderer of the Minutemen. Basically, this show seems to be it's Loki against himself, like the bad parts of Loki.
Yeah.
And the good parts of Loki. So it's a very metaphorical thing, but it's very straightforward, like, premise.
Yeah. And it's kind of like Owen just needs current day Loki's help to find 1855 Loki.
Which I think, I'm not sure if Loki somehow found a way to start time traveling, and if is that 1855 Loki? Is that actually like 1770 Loki? Is that like 1900 Loki? Is that
2050 Loki?
Or is there like another version of 2012 Loki? Like, is there multiple, like, because of what the Avengers did like multiple variant Lokis occur from that one thing?
Yep, maybe.
Like different things he could have done.
Right, because we saw the little diagram that once one bad thing happens,
it can sometimes spread. And I think it's interesting. And I think that this show is really going into like the multiverse stuff. And I think I'm really interested in all that.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if they're going to kind of show that TVA, although they have a handle on things, can't really deal with everything.
I don't know, but the TVA seems lazy. In the 1855 clip that we saw of the TVA, they're like, meh, just some dude with a time machine who wants to get rich. Right. We don't want the paperwork. Like, you know what I mean?
But, like, the other thing is...
and it's like, no, like, you should put in the paperwork, because obviously it wasn't just some dude with a time machine, it was the devil man Loki guy.
Right. I'm interested. It's a compelling so far, and I'm really liking it.
I think the comedic relief is amazing in this show so far.
I think it's kind of a comedy at base.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like an action comedy.
They're just like, I don't know, my favorite bit was Loki escaped from Owen Wilson, whatever his name is, Agent Mongoose. I don't know.
Mobius?
Something.
Mobus.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Owen Wilson. Anyways. And he finds the guy at the desk. He's like, he wants to threaten him. So he's like, what's your name? And he's like, and the dude's like, Casey. And he's like, Casey, I'm going to gut you like a fish. And Casey's like, what's a fish? I live my whole life behind it. Like,
Doesn't know.
Yeah. It's just very... It kind of also like goes back to like just the relativeness of like Loki thinking Infinity Stones are the most powerful thing in the world, but it's like Casey doesn't even know what a fish is, and he has a desk drawer full of Infinity Stones he doesn't care about. Like, you know what I mean? Very different like priorities in life, and it's just Casey is my favorite like side character, I think.
So far, yeah.
Like when he almost got hit, he's like, never gonna forget that. Like,
I'll never forgive you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so far I like it.
Yeah, I think this is a really good show. Liking it way more than Falcon, the Winter Soldier. Kind of on par with WandaVision, but I think WandaVision had a more slow start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus this is having like you're kind of understanding what's going on. Episode 1.
Yeah, for sure. I really liked it. I thought it was a great episode 1. Really gets you interested, and
it sets up a lot, but not in a confusing way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important. Like, it's very easy to follow. But yeah, we'll be back next week for episode 2.
There are 2 episodes.
There's 1 episode.
Is there not? Did they not release 2?
I didn't see 2.
Okay,
I mean,
this will be our reaction.
Yeah.
Discovering that there's a second episode or not. I thought they released 2. Because that's what they did with WandaVision.
Yeah, there's only 1 episode.
There's only 1?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so
that was a good episode.
Yeah.
My
if
bad.
there was more, we'd be watching more.
I thought there was 2.
It's a great show. I think it's great for non-Marvel fans, Marvel fans.
Giving it 5 stars.
5 Lokis.
5 clocks out of 5.
Oh, yeah.
5 like red singing clocks.
Yes. We'll see what happens next week.
Yep, we will see.
Yeah, we'll try and post around the same time next week. Hopefully.
Yep, and we will talk about episode 2.
Yeah, exciting.
Loki. Anyways, we have been the movie buzz.
Oh, I was like...
you were gonna, because last time we did the thing.
No, but you said we are the movie buzz, but saying we've been...
Well, this has been...
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know...
This has been the movie...
This has been the movie buzz.
Yeah, but you said we have been. As if...
Yeah, but it's also us. Like, we are the ones being the movie. That's definitely, like, a proper expression.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Anyways.
Leave a like in the comments below if it is or isn't a proper expression.
Yeah, like in the comments below. They're just supposed to type
that,
like.
However, see, that was an example of not correct sentence.
Anyways, this was fun.
Yep.
I mean, if this doesn't go anywhere, it was still fun.
It was fun.
Anyways.
Adios.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.